Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Crop Block with Lady Random. Yeah, I'm saying the final episode because we're on the last quest in the quest book. Which, let me grab my quest book here. Which, of course, is the creativity, the creative vending upgrade.
Yeah.
First of all, before I say too much about this, I want to kind of show LR around since she's been gone for the last couple of weeks. Couple of things that I've worked on to try to get this last quest going. So, if we come over here, I set up a tree farm.
Oh, cool. And that was using the embers.
The forestry, yeah. And I just used the embers thing here because there was extra saplings kept dropping. But we needed wild berries, or not wild berries, iron berries, which are supposed to drop from the 6 normal tree saplings. I've got limewood in here now just because. But I tried all 6 of them and not one dropped wild bear or iron berries.
Wow.
Not a one.
That's nuts.
And then if we looked at the recipe as well, let me come back in here, and it's for the ultimate stew, which we needed for the infinity catalyst. We come up to the extreme crafting one. You see in the center it says wild berries, and then bottom left there's iron berries. Well, iron berries, if you click on that, you see there's a farming forestry, and that shows that it should drop using the arboretum.
Yep.
And it never dropped. If we go back to the ultimate stew for the wild berries, there's nothing. There's no way to get them. So we're never going to be able to complete that quest.
That's crazy. That's such a shame as well.
Yeah. But a few other things that we needed to complete this creative vending upgrade. If we look at that, we see we have the magic hand mirror from Thaumcraft. Okay, I kind of set up a little bit of a Thaumcraft area over here. So I've got the cauldron or crucible.
Crucible, yeah.
I've got the table and workbench,
Yeah, the workbench and everything.
And this thing here. I got a set of the clothing. And I've been kind of working at it, but Thaumcraft 6 is very different from Thaumcraft 4 that we were playing in Regrowth.
Yeah, and I struggle with Thaumcraft 4.
Yeah, so I mean, in order to get there, I'd have to open up the whole line with the Arcane Infusion, which I haven't gotten to yet, because you need that in order to craft the magic mirror, and we need 4 of them.
And the flux is awful in this one, isn't it, as well, in Thaumcraft 6, because you end up opening the rifts and God knows what else. And...
Yeah, thankfully I didn't do any of that. I mean, I did get a few different things in here. In the bottom chest, you see we got a bunch of different crystals and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
I did do the Nitor and the whatnot there. So it just would take a lot to do to get to those magic mirrors.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. Then over here, you'll notice these 2 lovely things.
Ooh.
And you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to build these in Regrowth, because we needed to get to lithium, which I've got some lithium dust in here.
Oh, cool.
Now, the Regrowth one, you're not going to have the solar panels on the top. Instead, you're going to have some other device that's going to hook up to the side of it to heat the tanks up. But anyway, so I've got a water pool that comes into this tank here, and this tank takes the water and converts it into brine.
Okay.
So and then it pumps the brine into this tank over here, and this tank converts the brine into liquid lithium.
Okay.
And then you pump that out into a rotary condensator into decondentrate mode. I've got it turned off right now, but that takes a liquid lithium, turns it into lithium, and then you pump that into a chemical crystallizer to make the lithium dust.
Okay, so it's a bit like kind of thinking back to my chemistry lab days. It's like the evaporation when you used to take salt water and make it into sodium, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Like kind of evaporating stuff and
absolutely. So
yeah.
that's that. And you're gonna need that for regrowth at some point, because you're gonna have to build the what is it? The induction cell, I think is what it's called. But if we look at our recipe in here for the creative vending upgrade, we have the ultimate induction cells, and it's such a rabbit hole. You go all the way back to the very first one, basic energy cube, and we need hundreds upon hundreds of these energy cubes just to get the 4 induction cells that we're going to need to complete that quest.
Wow. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
And then over here, I've got it turned off now, but I made a inhibitor obelisk, and I raised the roof of this a bit because I changed out the spawner in there, first of all, to an Enderman spawner so that I could get the Enderman souls that we needed for the soul vials. And right now it's set up as a shulker spawner.
Oh.
So that I could get the shulker souls. The problem is this thing doesn't really kill the shulkers that well. They get to a point on the wall where they can stay there, and this thing just doesn't kill them.
Right. Okay.
Right? So it was kind of a pain, but I got what we needed for that. We got a few shulker shells in here. We've got some Enderman heads and infinity booster cards. So
ooh,
nothing big. So that's all that stuff. Let's see. Let's come downstairs. All right, over here I've set up the empowerer because I needed that for a couple of things. It's nothing big.
yeah.
Yeah,
I did one of these in the Sky Factory 3, I think it was.
Yeah. And then I set up a couple of things over here in Embers. We got the beam cannon. I made the different thingamabobs that go on top of the plinths here that you use for creating things using Ember's power. Because we would need that to make what's in here, the signets of antimony, which is a stamping recipe with ember shards, and molten antimony, which is molten lead and molten sugar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of a pain in the neck thing. I just never got that far with it. Then I've been working on all the different what are the singularities. So if we look in this end crate here, I've got 7 of the 10 completed. Almost done with the 8th up here in the top corner.
goodness, you need all of those
Yeah, in order
just to do.
to make the infinity catalyst,
Wow.
because you need to make the eternal singularity, which is like these 10 different singularities combined together to make that. But I've got everything else to make the infinity catalyst, because I just I cheated in the berries for the ultimate stew. So, but everything else we were able to make without any issues. So then just normal stuff here. These are the gardens that are growing the things, and I just never completed it. And
So much to grow, wasn't there, as well?
yeah. I mean, I don't mind the growing stuff. It's just it got to a point where it's like, this is too much. Hang on, I'm going to turn off this rain. So, I'm thinking we just cheat in the last things that we need.
It's probably not a bad idea, is it? I think, we've explored stuff as much as we possibly can within reason.
Right. Because we're looking at, again, let's go back to this, the creative vending upgrade. The ultimate induction cell is going to just take so much stuff to make that. The storage disks, the ME and the storage reborn storage disks. I was looking into this, the storage cells. This one here, this 16,384K storage cell. If we go all the way back, because in order to make that, you gotta make for the 4096 and for the 1024 to make one of the 4096 and so on and so forth, all the way back to the 1K. It came out to be something like 6,000 of the 1K ME storage components.
Wow.
Just to make one of the two
you
that
could
we
spend
need.
a week just trying to sort of get.
And we needed two of those. I didn't even look at the storage disks, but I'm sure for the storage reborn, I'm sure it's something similar. It just, there's so much that's there, but everything, and pellets of RTG fuel, if we look at that would require us getting plutonium, and the only way to get that is to create nuclear reactors for industrial craft.
Yeah.
And these are the only 3 devices from industrial craft that we ever used. Do we need a nuclear reactor for these 3 devices? Well, no, technically 2, because one's the furnace.
It does seem there's an awful lot of unnecessary steps.
Right, for things that
yeah, it doesn't seem to sort of flow, does it, with the questing?
Not at all. Anyways, that's pretty much everything. I think I put this top chest was my beginnings of the induction thing. Now, okay, but everything else that I've done so far is in here. We've got the lutecrite ingots, which are easy. Those were just, you take the plutonium or cyanite, and that turns it into plutonium, and that turns it into lutecrite. No big deal. Logic directors were easy. Insanium essence took a little while, but we had enough. AF wire coils are easy. Storage upgrades are easy.
Yeah.
Large storage crates are easy. Ender casings. Quantum chest took a while, because you remember that quest when we had to go through that.
Oh, yeah. Wow,
But we had everything. Grains of the End.
Cells.
Yeah, those are easy. Grains of the End took the shulkers souls that we had to do, and then Grains of Prescience was made with the Enderman souls.
Yep.
Shifting stars were dirt easy with the astral sorcery. Oh no, let me show you that real quick while we're at it.
Ooh.
Nothing big, but And over here we got a little bit of the prosperity ore.
So this is the stuff that we generated from.
Right. Now, what you had to do in order to get this is if you grab your Astral Sorcery Tome and you go into perks, scroll out, and then it's in the near the bottom left. There's one called Stone Enrichment. And you have to work through this path and get the points that you needed, your perk points, in order to open it up to finally get to Stone Enrichment.
Right.
And once you had that, then you could just put down some stone, stand next to it, and it would turn into this prosperity ore.
Okay, that's cool.
And the only way you could earn the levels to get to the perks was you had to build things. So what I did was I just like grabbed a bunch of dirt, and then I
What?
You're buzzing.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah. Anyways, I'd put down a layer of dirt and then use the builder's wand and just build it up and then tear it down, build it up, tear it down, and that would give me the points I needed. So it was just a lazy way of doing it. So,
No, it works though.
Yeah, in order to get that far so that we could do that, but that's the prosperity ore. Anyways, let's grab what we got, come down here, and let's see if we can pull this together and cheat in the last items that we need. I'll grab the items from downstairs if you want to stand over here by the table, and we'll put that in there and see what we got.
Ow.
All right. All right. So, Infinity Catalyst. Oh, did I grab everything for that? I probably didn't. Let me see. Where did I put all that stuff at? Up, down here. All right. All right. So what we're missing for the Infinity Catalyst is the Eternal Singularity. Now, I've done almost everything for that one, so I don't feel too bad about this. Let me come in here. I'm going to go into JEI config, change it to cheat mode to true, and hit done. And what was the name of that thing we were... I don't want to take the Infinity Catalyst there. I just want to see the recipe, and it's giving them to me.
It should be, let me go back into so it's the Eternal Singularity.
Eternal Singularity. All right. Eternal Singularity. Okay, let me turn cheat mode off. All right, so come in here. Can we shift click it into... There we go. I just shifted it, clicked it in. The only thing we're missing was the Eternal Singularity. Boom, we got that.
Awesome.
Turn off the rain again. Okay, so creative vending upgrade. Let me just see what, um, that goes in the center. Let me go grab the other stuff. Let me dump this junk in here. All right. All right. Green to the end. There, one there. I wish it would just shift click in the items that you do have.
Yeah, and then you could kind of fill the gaps in then, couldn't you? Which would
Yeah.
be so much easier.
Gaia Spirit ingots. Did I grab those? No, we've got them because we cheated those in because we couldn't do that either.
Yeah, yeah. Did you want me to sort of read out to you line by line the recipe?
uh, yeah,
That help?
hang on. I might. Yeah, let me see. Gaia Spirits. I think that's correct there. Yep. Okay. So Gaia Spirit, and then I think it's Ludicrite.
It's Ludicrite, yep. Next to each of those.
Okay.
And then in the top row, it's Ultimate Induction Coil.
Which
next to the Ludicrite.
All right, I don't have those, so.
And then in the middle of that, and this is on the top row and the bottom row, it's the ME 16,384K storage cell.
Okay, I don't have those either.
Okay, and then if you were going down the left and the right hand side below the Ludicrite, you'll have your resident energy cells.
Resonant energy cells. Okay.
Yeah. And in between, then it's the 16384 storage disks.
Okay, which we don't have either.
Okay. So below where the storage cell would be, you've got the signet of antimony.
Don't have those.
Okay. Below that is the logic directors.
Logic directors, so.
And that is top and bottom and
Left and right.
left and right. Yeah.
Okay.
Next to that, so on the north, south, east, and west of the Infinity Catalyst, you'll have your storage upgrade 5.
Okay. Got those.
And then to fill in that to make it a 3x3, that's where your Insanium Essence goes in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So in between where your Gaia Spirit ingots are,
Okay.
you'll have your ender casing.
Ender casings. All right.
Okay, to the left and right of the ender casings, sort of going towards the middle, you'll then have your fusion coils.
Fusion coils. I don't have those.
No, and then it'll be the large storage crates, which will be next to where the signet of antimony would be. Yep, looking good. So then
okay.
Below the ender casing or above the ender casing, that's where your pellets of RTG fuel go.
Okay. I don't have those.
Next to those, so going towards the center on each of them, is where your AF wire coil would be.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Perfect. On the top left AF wire coil, south and east of those, you'll have a shifting star.
Next to the energy cell?
So it goes So your coil, so it'll go, energy cell will be one over from the energy cell. So you'd have your quantum chest is next to your energy cells.
Quantum chest.
Yeah. And then next to the quantum chest goes the shifting star, but only in the top left and bottom right. If I show you, sorry,
No.
like that,
Okay.
and like that.
Okay.
And then the two spaces that will be the same on the other AF wire coils, that will be where your hand mirrors go.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm out of everything that we have built.
Okay.
So, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
All right. So we need the. Let me come back into cheat mode.
So we need
the ultimate induction cells.
Yeah.
And those went.
Those go to the left and right of the ME 64K storage cells at the top and bottom.
Okay. Ultimate induction cells. Okay.
We need the
fusion coils.
Fusion coils. Yeah.
Okay. Are those like here?
The fusion coils. Yeah. So they're next to the ender casings.
Okay.
So in between the ender casings and the storage crates.
Okay, got those. In
between the two storage, or in between the storage crates, you've got the signet of antimony. We need 4 of those because they'll go in between the large storage crates and the quantum chests.
Signet of antimony. No, I'm not there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. We need 4 hand mirrors.
I think they're like this.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the 4 gaps that you've got sort of in the center, that's the RTG fuel pellets. And then it's just down to our storage.
Okay.
So then it'll just be 2 of the ME 16384s.
16384.
And then 2 of the storage discs. Same. So the ME are top and bottom.
And then the storage reborn.
Yeah.
Okay, I got something wrong.
Let's have a quick. Going to precedence that side, going to vendor that side.
Hang on, I can do this
that looks
real
right.
quick.
They've got, this is 16K ME storage cells. We've got not the 16384s.
Okay. Just grab it from that side. There we go.
Hey, there it is.
But now it disappeared.
I can see it all.
Okay, there we go. All right, so let me get out of cheat and create a vending upgrade.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yay! And hopefully that gives us quest complete. Creativity.
There it is. Yay!
Yay! And that gives us another one. So
Yay! Just what we needed.
where's my quest book at?
You might put it in the chest upstairs. If you use your grave key, it'll.
Oh, all right. Let's claim our reward. All right. So
So we now have
crop.
3.
Yes, crop block is completed.
Yay! Well done, us.
Okay. All right. So let's go over some pros and cons of this pack.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what would you say are the pros of this pack?
I think it's, to be fair, it's got quite a long sort of playability to it because there is so much to do. I think it's got some really good mods in it. It's got some stuff that I've never used before. I think it's bringing together some interesting mods as well, kind of combining sort of all of the Ember stuff with sort of some of the more industrial mods. So I quite like that. I like the fact it's got pans in it for your food and the cooking for blockheads, which I absolutely love. But yeah, I think it pulls together a very interesting set of mods.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Things that I liked was not the rain.
Not the rain.
That's okay. Someone else I watched was he was in an area that snowed all the time.
Oh
So,
no.
so it's always freezing over his water and whatnot. So um, I'd say the same thing. I love Agricraft, Pam's Harvest Craft. Those are some fun mods for me. I love the fact that we didn't have to worry about mobs.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The
Yeah, do you know,
I love the
I found
fact too that you could jump off the edge here and you're not going to die either. It'll well, you
it's
might
kind of,
die, but
but it's like it's everything that you ever wanted some kind of skyblock to be, mob free and safe. It's,
right, right, and I think there was a lot of good mods in the pack that were supporter mods, I guess is what you would call them. Like chisel and whatnot, things that you
yeah,
don't really need for a mod pack, but
they're kind of
uh,
nice to have, aren't
nice
they?
to have. I felt that the quests were fairly straightforward up until the
Yeah.
end, and that'll be in my cons. But
Mm.
uh, I think, yeah, overall, I'd say it's a good pack if you just want some mindless skyblock fun. Come in
Yeah.
here and do this, and it'll teach you some of the things about some of the mods.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is there was an awful lot of stuff here that neither of us had really done before. Or if we have, it was very kind of light touch just because it happened to be in another pack that we've played. And I think this forces you to have to learn those mods that you've maybe kind of shied away from because
Yes,
they're integral to the pack, aren't they? So
right,
like for us, Astral Sorcery, never touched it.
right,
Now I will be, do you know what? I will probably look for a mod pack that has Astral Sorcery in it, and I will probably explore that more because I was starting to really enjoy that because there's a little bit of building in there, but then there's also some sort of challenges with it as well. It's not
right.
totally straightforward. So
Right, right. Yeah, and I agree with that too. I mean, I that would be fun one to if it could have been added into to regrowth.
yes,
Imagine what you could have
yes.
done there.
Oh my goodness, yeah,
Although I think though that the thing with the ore generation probably would have broken it though. So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, what are your cons for the pack?
I think it is very very grindy. You kind of get to a point with it where that there are. I mean, let's say I love agricraft, and but there is a lot of grinding and repetitiveness. So I felt we were doing an awful lot of sowing, harvesting, and not though we're making progress through the pack, it's very repetitive in that respect. It's got to be done.
Right.
But it takes quite a lot of time. And maybe that's just me being a little bit impatient, but
No, that's a very valid point. So one thing about agricraft is that it is kind of grindy.
yeah. And I think taking it to the extent that you kind of have to do it for the pack.
Right now, I don't think
Um,
we had to do to 10 10 10 everything. It helped.
yeah, I think especially when it came to sorting out all of the stuff that we needed to start making the singularities.
Right. I
It
wouldn't have
was
wanted to
really
try to
important
do
there.
that with 111 seeds. That just would not have worked.
Mm,
um,
yeah, but I think it's again, it's you don't know necessarily what you need until you get there to say, well, let's focus just on these crops. You kind of ended up doing a bit of everything, but hey, it's all good.
right. So for me, some of the cons were that I think the end quests were just kind of thrown in there, and it's like figure it out on yourself. Like I, like I was saying with let me grab the I don't have the book in here. Grave
Oh, there we
Key.
go.
Okay. Like Thaumcraft. There's one quest for Thaumcraft.
Yeah,
Um, but that's just to start it, and it never walked you through how you get to the magic mirrors that you need in the end of it.
yeah. I think
Uh,
it's almost like there's an assumption there that you've explored quite
yeah,
a lot of these mods before. So, like we're saying, it's good that it forces you to learn them, but it doesn't handhold you if you haven't touched on them before or you've not seen them.
right, and it's the same with the other things. Like everything that we needed to get the creative ending upgrade. Mechanism. Nowhere in the quest was there anything that had you do a quest to get you to build those evaporation towers.
No.
Um, there was nothing in there that explained how to get the items that were missing, such as iron berries and wild berries.
Hmm.
Um, that to me was a fatal flaw, having a part of a recipe that you can't get. You're never
Yeah.
going to be able to complete the pack, and that to
And
me was a fatal flaw.
yeah, and again, sort of while we're over here, it sort of reminded me of the fact that there's obviously some conflict somewhere. There's something a bit buggy because we have the issue with the Gaia.
Now that
Um,
could be a server side thing. This may work perfectly fine in a single player.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? But it kept crashing the server itself. So it could just be a server side thing, and it could work fine for somebody else, or it could
Yeah,
not.
true.
Um, and then just some of the things you had to kind of were left to figure out for yourself. There was no way to guide you towards it. So someone who's never played a mod pack before would probably get frustrated and quit long before we did.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it as far as my cons on the pack. Would I
Yeah,
play
well,
it?
I think
Would you play it again?
do you know what? I think I would do, and I think probably I would, for me, get a bit more into um sort of the mechanism and things like that, which is stuff that I haven't really touched on. So, Ender IO, I've played a lot of Ender IO, and yes, this is using a slightly newer version of it, but it's not changed that much.
Right.
Um, and some of the sort of IC stuff, again, I've used that before, but I think I would probably get more into the machines, um, more into kind of all the draconian evolution stuff that
Right.
again I've light touched on, but not really gone into
Yeah. Well, I would
huge amounts of
definitely
detail.
I would definitely play the pack again, but knowing the end goal um, in the beginning would probably be a little more helpful because then you would know where you need to progress. Even
Yeah,
even if you knew you had to get that creative ending upgrade, and you saw everything that you needed, you would know where to go to get to it in the beginning and work towards that goal instead of
Yeah.
at the end after you've completed everything else. Oh, now I've got to do all this other grindy stuff to get these couple of items.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But equally, I think actually as a standalone, if you ditch the quest book and you played this, with friends as a server, as a world,
yeah, yeah. That's
actually, and you set your own end goal and forget the quest. Actually, it would just be a really fun pack just to play and to actually see, what can you build, what can you automate, what can you do as, you know,
yeah, yeah. That's true. That would work very well for this pack.
mm,
I think people would enjoy it. And I wish we could have
yeah,
got Viking and Dari into the game, but it just didn't work out for them.
yeah. I mean, but there is something for everybody in here. Like I said, the getting to the quest is a bit patchy
Yeah,
in places, but as a pack and as a collection of mods to play, I think it's been great.
yeah. Okay, well, that's it for Crop Block with Lady Random. I hope you enjoyed this series. I certainly had fun playing with my friends, as I always do.
It's been good fun. Been good
Yeah,
fun.
and my first Skyblock pack, so
So
um,
would you play a Skyblock again?
yeah, I would. This one I think was probably a lot easier than most of them, especially the fact that you don't die that easily and there's no monsters in it. So, but yeah, I've looked at like Egg Block. Looks like it would be a fun one to play, and um, what's that other one? Project Ozone, maybe
Yes.
not Kappa
Yeah,
mode, not the Kappa mode.
Project Ozone. It's a giggle. It is a giggle.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's a lot out there, and definitely at some point we'll probably pick up another Skyblock series, but not right now. We just started Absolute Immersive, uh, which is going to be interesting. So check
It's
out
going to
that
lead to
series.
some
I
epic
hope.
builds, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think Dari's going to have a lot of fun with her builds, and then
Absolutely.
the immersive engineering stuff is going to be a challenge because the only thing we did in here with immersive engineering was that grinder. So,
Mhm.
um, and all the other fun stuff. But I'm looking forward to the railroads. So,
Oh, me too. Me too. I
yeah,
have I have a vision of a huge engine shed in my mind right now.
yeah. So it's going to be fun. Anyways, take care, everyone, and we'll see you in another series. Have a good one. Goodbye.